Hi everyone, Inat Kessler here with a new video tutorial, and today I'm going to show you how to make alphabet doodles, how to make doodles on letters. I'm cutting my letters from just a piece of white cardstock. You can do this of course on any paper, and I just want to show you how simple and easy doodling is and how much it adds to the letter, what amazing patterns you can make. And I'm just going to bring things closer for you to see. Basically, when you doodle, you don't really need to know how to paint or how to draw. You just need to make some lines, dots, curves, circles, arches, and things like that. And once you combine them all to a pattern, this is where the magic happens. So you see that I'm doing really simple shapes, but just by filling the space that I have on the letter and coloring some of the shapes, changing their size, and so on, I can get really cool patterns of doodles. So you see lines, curved lines like waves, dots, arches, and the idea is to just fill the space that you have with different shapes. And it doesn't matter if you don't know how to draw. You really don't need to know how to draw. You just need to know how to make lines. And once you start making those lines, they form a pattern, and that's the doodling. And when you paint that pattern, and I'm doing it with a black pen, but you can do it with colored markers, and that will be even prettier. So this is the O. I'm going to spell the word open and then put it on a canvas. Just going to cut in the center because I don't need that piece. It's an O, so the center is, we don't need that. So you see how rich and elaborate the pattern is? Just going to go around the inside with my black pen, and you can make bolder lines or thinner lines, and again color some of the patterns, change the size. This is the P, and you just need to just start adding those lines and curves. And once you fill all the spaces, you see that you can really doodle. So I'm just doing a flower around the opening of the P and some curved lines with little lines inside. And the same pattern on this side as well. And a little bit of arches with little dots inside. And just straight lines like rays of a sun. Little dots and hearts. So these are all very easy and simple shapes. But once you make the lines bolder, color some of the shapes, put them in close proximity one next to the other and fill the entire space, then it becomes really pretty. So this is basically how you doodle, and you can do this not just on letters, you can do this on any surface or paper that you have, and this way you can decorate whatever you want. Notebooks, journals, scrapbook pages, cards. This technique can be implemented on any paper surface. And actually, if you have markers that work on glass or on wood or on metal, you can do that as well. So I'm cutting out the E for the open, And you're going to see after I finish the doodling on the letters how they look against the canvas. It's really pretty. So you don't have to overthink it. Just add those simple lines and shapes. Make some of the lines bolder, some of the shapes smaller or larger. Color some of them on the inside. And then you'll get that pretty result. Just curved lines like this. They don't have to be parallel, they don't have to be symmetrical, they don't have to be accurate. It's doodling. It's not something complicated. So I made a few lines. Some of them have dots in them, some of them are painted, some of them have horizontal lines in them. Now some little dots in different sizes, arches, and I'm trying to repeat some of the elements that I did on the other letters because it's going to be one word, so it's like a mini series of the same letters. So it's best to repeat some of the elements so they will look like one design. Finally, the N. The N is a little bit confusing. Just want to make sure that I cut the right direction. And if you can't eyeball it, you can always print the letters on the computer and then trace them on a piece of paper, or just cut them directly and use that paper that you printed on. Just a plain printer's paper will work perfectly for doodling, especially if you're going to attach those letters to something later. Then it will be great. And I'm using a Posca pen, but any type of marker or pen will work. If your letters are small, then you don't want to use a very large tip with your pen because you want to be able to make smaller shapes. So my tip is kind of small, you can see. But if you're working with larger surfaces, larger letters, or larger pages with your doodling, then you can use larger pens, larger tips on your pens or markers to draw your doodling. So curved lines and dots and straight lines and scalloped lines, and some of them are going to be bolder. So basically you can see how easy doodling is. I really hope that you like this tutorial and give it a try because it's really easy. A little bit of practice and you'll make amazing doodling. So please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click on the little bell icon so you'll be notified when I upload a new video so you won't miss anything. And I want to thank everyone for joining me. Just going to show you how that looks when it's finished. It's really, really pretty. This is the canvas with all the letters glued to it. Isn't that pretty? I've colored some of them. So thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you next time.